All right, Trevor, we're ready to roll for Hornstop Rocks. This is Joe Schuft, and I got Trevor Phipps from the mighty Unearth on the phone. Welcome, brother. How are you?
Doing great, man. Yourself?
Very good, man. I was actually getting really into your new record, Darkness in the Light. And tell us a little about the process of making this album.
Process. We started writing last summer, in between tours. Buzz and Ken always, they write the riffs and they bring them to practice, and we all kind of approve or disapprove. We started writing the record with Derek Kurzweil. We figured that it wasn't working out. He was looking for something a bit more rock and roll friendly, and this band is looking to go even heavier than last album, more extreme. So we did one last tour with him. We parted ways with him, and we finished writing from in October and November with the drum machine, and then we started tracking it with Justin Foley from Killswitch on drums in January. And for the next 9 weeks, we spent each night and day in the studio, just tracking this album.
Right, and I know Adam Dukev is from Killswitch, and of course, Times of Grace did the whole production. And I know, obviously, being from Massachusetts, that's like a brother to the scene, and especially Unearth and Killswitch kind of came out at the same time. And how was working with him as a producer this time around?
Well, this is our fourth album with him. We've only done one record without him. So he knows the band inside and out. We know his tricks. I think it's just a certain level of trust and knowledge at this point. I mean, that's why you see bands, that are around for a while. They always seem to go to, that one producer they trust. And we definitely trust Adam, and he knows what he can get out of us. At the same time, though, this record, he actually had to leave halfway through to go on tour with Times of Grace. So Ken was actually at the helm, tracking a lot of extra guitar stuff, and Ken actually helped track about half the record of vocals with me. So Ken's actually come a long way with his producing as well. So I think actually on the record, Ken has actually given a co-producer credit from Adam, because Ken helped out a ton.
Right, and it's something because, I mean, you guys have been doing this since 1998, and by now, this is your fifth album. You have not necessarily the recipe down, but you know your signature sound, which is something about Unearth that has always come across. You know what I mean? Some bands take a while to kind of find that sound, but you guys, since you first came out, when you guys were playing New England Metal Fest, everybody knew Unearth because of that power. And yet, you have really good harmonies. It's really good music overall. You know what I mean? It's not like you're trying to see what works. You already know what works.
Totally. Thanks, man. That's great to hear. The person's take on it. Yeah, this band first started, man. The band, it wasn't our first band. We all been in bands since we were like 13, 14 years old, and we all started this band when we were all about 20. And it was actually our last kind of shot. At least that's what we told ourselves. Like, all right, let's do this band. Let's write music that we like, and let's not really care about what labels think and what people want to hear. Like, let's just write something that we want to hear. And our favorite bands, Testament, Pantera, Slayer, Maiden, Hatebreed, Earth Crisis, So we just used our major influences and just try to put together a sound that we felt worked. And at the time, we had no idea that, us and Killswitch and Charles Fall would be called like the pioneers of metalcore or what have you, because I still think it's just metal. It's just more a modern sound, but it definitely came to be that this is what the sound that we wanted it to go with was. And if it's not broken, why fix it? I think each record is a bit different, but we definitely have our sound. The bands that stick out to me that have kind of stuck to their guns, and done well are Slayer, AC/DC, and Motorhead. Those bands, each record sounds a little bit different, but every record has their sound. You can tell it's them, and I think that's what this band wants to achieve, is have each record sound like Unearth. So that's why if you hear a band that tries to jack us and copy us, people will call that out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And Trevor, on Darkness in the Light, your vocals, it's not because you're on the phone right now, it sound better than ever. Did you prepare differently this time around, or you were just like in the right mode when you went into the studio?
I think I was in the right moment, and I think this record where it doesn't feel like the band is as hungry as we should be. And I think we're kind of humbled over the past 3 years. There's a lot of changes in the metal scene, and we almost felt like we're starting to get pushed out a bit. You know what I mean? So that just kind of pissed us off. And this record, I think, is a testament to this band's dedication to being there for a long time, like bands like Slayer.
Right now, of course, and now, of course, you say you have a lot of fire, and you have Mayhem Fest coming up, and I know Unearth is known for not just bringing a good show, but always bringing the party where you guys go. So let me ask you something. I mean, from all these bands that are gonna be on Mayhem Fest, who are you looking forward to like partying with, hanging out with the most?
The most. We toured with Suicide Sounds before, so those are good friends of ours. I know Derek Kurzweil, our old drummer, he'll be touring with King of Sorrow. And we're still friends with Derek, so we split with him solely because of creative stuff. So we'll party with Derek. Machine Head are good friends of ours. We toured with In Flames a few times. It'll be fun to hang with them. I don't think there's one band that we're not psyched to hang out with, but there'll be bands that we're most stoked to hang out with each day, of course. And we're sharing a bus with Red Fang, and I'm yet to meet those guys, but I've seen their videos, and they seem like they're cool dudes who like to drink some beer. So check out their videos online; they're actually pretty funny.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then right after Mayhem Fest, you're going to Europe for the Hell on Earth tour. And for the people out there, maybe that have never seen Unearth, what can they expect on this upcoming tour? And of course, they're gonna probably be busy on the road for the next couple of years. I imagine that you're gonna go to Australia, Japan, probably South America. And what can people expect on this? Let's say a new chapter for Unearth right now.
Well, our show always has high energy. We always try to get the fans into the set as much as possible, have them circle pit, crowd surf, mosh, stage dive, just the band is there to have as much fun as possible, and get that positive aggression, from both our side and the crowd side. And the band has fun. We drink beer on stage, we throw beers out to the crowd, and throw some shots of whiskey out to the crowd, and just the band is about having a ton of fun and bringing a really hard-hitting metal show.
Now, let me ask you something, Trevor. Obviously, you're about to release this record on July 5th here in North America. You're about to go on the road, as I said, for probably the next couple of years. Do you guys still have like a chuck in your stomach of nerves when you go out there, or you kind of like you're kind of in control of your game already by now?
I think there's a level of control, but at the same time, man, like if you don't have those butterflies, then something's wrong. You know what I mean? So I think that you have to go out there and you have to have some kind of nerves going, or else you won't be at your best. You have to get fired up to play each show. And there's actually a song on the record where I kind of touch on that. It's Arise the War Cry. And that's about, if you're doing something that you love, you have to, do it each time like it is your last. You know what I mean? I think that's, just to play each show like it could be your last is very important.
Right, absolutely. Trevor, I want to wish you and Unearth not only a very awesome tour, or like set of tours, but also best of luck with his new record, Darkness in the Light, coming out July 3rd in North America through Metal Blade Records. I think it might be your best record to date, and I'm sure you're very proud of it, but honestly, like, I've been listening to it, and it's, it is Unearth, but it's at a different level, and I definitely digging what you did with the vocals, because it's, it's you, but it's even more aggressive, more heavier, and it's funny that you say that you actually went through a different producer because they were not capturing what you guys wanted, which was to be even more aggressive.
Right on, man. Thank you. Yeah, man, we're psyched on this record. Right now, I definitely feel like it's our best album. I think time will tell. I know that the fan favorite currently is Coming Storm for most people, but each fan has their different favorite album, which is cool. But I think this one's really strong for us, and I think every song is solid. So I'm psyched to actually play these songs on the road and see the people's reaction to it.
One last thing, for anybody listening right now, make sure you pick up the record, Darkness in the Light, July 5th, through Metal Blade Records. And if you go see these guys on tour, buy some merch, because we got to keep these guys rolling. It's up to every single fan to keep guys like Trevor and Unearth, bringing you the best of music. Some people kind of forget on that, but I want to make sure everybody listening right now support these guys, because they've been true to the metal since day one.
Thank you, man. That's much appreciated. Yeah, it's weird right now in the biz, because album sales are dropping, so labels are dropping left left and right, and they, they don't want to commit as much money to record the records. So things are changing, and it's important for fans to support the band they actually enjoy a lot, and pick up a T-shirt here and there to keep the bands rolling, or just even come to the shows. That's where the bands are actually, that's where they're poised to survive, and that's important. So come out to the gigs, and we'll have fun and party with the crowd, and bring some metal.
All hell is gonna break loose with Unearth. Trevor, thank you very much for Horns Our Brows. This is George Shufta, wishing you the best of luck, brother.